Hey, it's Lindsay Listansky, and we are live at the 2016 Consumer Electronics Show. It is finally here. We've been waiting for months for this to start, and I can tell you that the electricity in this room is unbelievable. I'm here with the CMO of August Locks. I'm here with Kathy Sanders.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So I just found out Kathy is actually a 10-year veteran of this show, which is amazing. I think
Yes.
that's pretty cool.
You know, I have to say that I started walking around, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just grown from one section to the next, and I remember when it was just a little itty bitty one and compared to this, but it's super fun.
Now it's only, 2 million square feet of footage around the entire show. No big deal. Just
No big deal.
small.
Yeah.
So let's jump into this. I am a huge fan of your products, but I want to give you
Thank
a
you.
quick 30-second overview
Sure.
of what do you do at August?
Sure. So August is really all around smart home access. So it is a smart lock that installs on the inside of the door, and you use your smartphone to access it. We just recently launched in October our doorbell cam and the smart keypad to really make a complete home access system. So the doorbell cam is where you can see and speak to visitors at your front door. It also talks to the August smart lock, so not only can you, from your smartphone, see and speak to people at the front door, but you can actually let them in.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. And then the smart keypad's really nice for people that, like the Airbnb hosts that really use the system, that have guests from out of town that don't necessarily have smartphones, or for us that have kids that it's nice to have a keypad.
That's awesome. As a mom-to-be, I think that's a very cool
Yes.
feature. So let me ask you a question. Obviously, August locks are the smarter way to get into a house, but are they the safer way? Let's talk a little bit about
Yeah.
home safety.
Well, that's a really great question. I think at CES, security is definitely something that is top of mind for people. And so I guess when I look at it, you think about what's the traditional key, right? I could take a traditional key, which I could give to somebody or put it under the mat or whatnot. But when they come to the door, I don't know when they come to the door. They
Right.
could make copies of it. So with the August smart lock and the home access system, what you're doing is that you issue a virtual key to an individual, and then that individual then would access the door, and it's when they open the door, you get an instant notification that says that they've actually opened the door, and
Very
it says
cool.
who it is. I can actually set up the time associated with that to be, let's say I have a dog walker, and I only want them to come on, every day between, I have one, so, at 11 and
we're a
another
big
one
fan
at
of
3.
dogs at Coldwell Banker.
Oh,
so we love that.
good. I have my little Ollie, who's a little border collie, wild
great.
man right now at 4 months. But so the dog walker comes at 11 and at 3 o'clock, and so I just set it up for her so that she's there, but in that time frame, but she doesn't have access any other time.
That's really
And if
cool.
at some point now she's at college, so when she goes back to college, I just hit a button and no longer
That's
does she
it.
have access.
That's great.
Yep. And now I also get a 24/7 activity log of everybody that comes through the door. So when I go back, I can actually see who's come through the door and when. And with a doorbell cam, I get the same kind of thing where I can actually see and speak to people at the door. It's got intelligent motion detection, so when it detects a face, it starts to record.
Oh my goodness.
So when you think about it, there was 947 million packages delivered to people's home between Black Friday and Christmas.
I am
Yep.
Amazon Prime
Well, you
addict.
can imagine there's probably some of those that maybe got taken off the front
Yes,
deck,
definitely.
right? But now I've got an ability to actually capture that image and that video if I want to go back and share with police or neighbors.
Wow.
Now, and if somebody does ring the doorbell, it's also going to record, and it's kept in my 24/7 activity log. So if I want to see a recording of anyone who was at the door, I'd have that as well.
It's right from your phone.
Yep. And then
Wow.
so now, if you think about it, now I can control that front door by saying who has access and when.
Right.
I can revoke it at any time. I've got instant notifications whenever anybody is there, and I can see and speak to people at the front door. And if you compare that to what I talked about at the beginning, where you're just given a key
Right.
where anyone can make a copy, it's a much more secure system. And plus, I won't go into all the technical detail, but there's a lot that goes into what we put into the Bluetooth technology, and to make sure that
Right.
the technology itself is very secure.
So definitely smarter and definitely safer than a
Yes.
traditional key. Gone are the days of leaving a key under the mat or
Yeah.
in that rock in the garden.
Yeah.
That's totally old
Yeah.
school. So one more question. My phone, I lose it all the time. My husband knows. He constantly has to call it. I am always misplacing it. What happens if you misplace your smartphone? How do you protect your house?
Well, there's always usually a couple ways to do that. One is, first of all, if you lose your smartphone, you can go to our website and log it in as a lost phone, and then it'll immediately make sure that's secure. We always have two forms of authentication when it is,
Okay.
getting into the home. You usually have a virtual key that you have for somebody else in the home.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing we really wanted to make sure when we designed the product was that you could always use your own key. So the August Smart Lock installs on the inside of the door. It uses your existing hardware. And so when you're looking at it from the street, it looks exactly like your home would today. So you
Right.
can always use your own key.
That's awesome. So I was thinking more about what you said about giving people virtual keys. And, in real estate, I see that as a great thing that you can do with renting out a key to your, during open houses
Yeah.
to your agent or to a buyer's agent. Talk a little bit more about how, you see August helping the real estate industry and our agents and using your products.
Sure. Well, I think we've all seen the studies that show that the actual selling price is 3 to 5% higher when you can actually have a smart home.
Yep.
And in your marketplace study actually pointed out that the number one thing that buyers are looking for is security, meaning a lock and notifications
Right.
that are already installed on the home. And so this will help an agent in terms of selling the product as well as helping that buyer. I think we can also help the agents out by us in the industry teaching them what the technology is,
That's why
giving
we're here.
them giving them tools like a little tabletop that could be in the home. I imagine if I was a buyer and I walked in and there was a little tabletop that said, "Here's all the smart technology
Yeah.
in this home." Maybe little tags that could be by the technology so that they could see it.
Definitely.
And even on the home brochures, having a little something on it. So when that consumer walks away and they think about that house, they're thinking, not only is it cool and I can see myself living there, but I get
Yeah.
all these other things with it.
It's like I think about curb appeal being the most important thing when you see a home, but now it's becoming this totally different thing. So especially with the front door, you're walking into a house, you don't know a lot about it, and you see that smart lock. It's like it changes your entire perception of the house. You're walking into a really cool house, and the value immediately goes up, and it's just something that is very attractive to home buyers, and we know that it's helping homes sell faster for more money. So I see this playing a huge role in our industry for sure. Now, something that we've noted at the last Consumer Electronics Show is a lot of this technology is actually really affordable. So can you talk a little bit
Sure.
about the price points of your products and where
Sure.
people can find them?
Absolutely. So you can find the August Smart Lock, of course, on our august.com. You can find it on Amazon, at Best Buy,
Love Amazon.
Brookstone, and a variety of other locations.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
One other thing I just wanted to point out about the agent and the seller is, I was also realizing talking to some of my friends that a lot of people actually move out of their home before they sell it.
Yep.
And so one of the things they started using it for was that they wanted to have repair people come in or cleaners.
Absolutely.
And they're actually in another state. And so now what they can do is issue virtual keys to the house cleaners and to the repair people for them to actually come in and clean
genius.
it and take care of it. And they can do all that from anywhere.
So convenient.
Yeah.
Kathy, I know you have a panel to get to, but we
Yes.
really appreciate having you.
Thank you so much.
I love your products. We're such huge advocates at Coldwell Banker, so thank you for your time.
Yeah,
and
great.
we look forward to talking more with you throughout the year. Thank you so
Great,
much.
Thank you.
All right, you can continue to catch our live streams at ces.coldwellbanker.com. And of course, join the conversation on social media with hashtag CESCB. Thanks, and we will see you for our next interview at 11:30.